Okay, in this video, super excited, we're going to talk about visualization and the power of visualization. I don't know if you've ever done anything with visualization, but I love doing this with athletes. So just to get a little bit nerdy and give you some background information on just the brain and how it works. So we have something in our brain called the reticular activation system. And it is a group, it's neurons. It's a group of neurons that it's your filter in your brain that filters things. So when we have thoughts about something, our brain automatically filters those thoughts. So say, for example, you think you are a horrible coach. I know you don't, right? But you think you're a horrible coach. You just feel that way for whatever reason internally. Well, every thought and everything you read and everything that comes into your brain, that reticular activating system is going to find things in your day, in your life, that validate that you are not a good coach, right? So it's like a constant reminder. So we have to change that, right? We have to change that programming. So we did that, right, to ourselves. So from our past, from our experiences, from our relationships, we program our brain to think certain things, and often they're just not true. But that filtering system is just going to continue to validate that. But the good news is you have the power to change that through visualization. So the cool thing about the brain is an experience that you had or you didn't have doesn't matter. Your brain thinks it happens anyway. So think back to 10th grade and you failed a test. Okay, that's true, that's reality, that happened. You could visualize, winning a Super Bowl, and your brain doesn't know the difference between false and truth. If you think that, that's what it's going to believe and reinforce. So through visualization, we can change the game, right? So we can kind of change how our brain thinks. Because if our brain filtered every single thing that we saw and we read, we just couldn't handle it. Our brain would explode. So if you think of like scrolling through Facebook and you're scrolling through and you're looking at ads and this, and it's just like so much information. If your brain took that all in, it just couldn't handle it. So what it does is it looks for those things, right? It looks for the things that you agree with. And that's why you continue to read those things, because that's what your brain is programmed to do. So visualization is something that you can teach your athletes. It takes 30 seconds a day. I promise you, it takes 30 seconds a day. And I would give them this as an assignment. But because I want you to learn what they're learning, I'm going to ask you to do this. So this is an exercise that I do with athletes. So find a comfortable spot. If you don't want to do this now, you can come back to it. You can pause this video, but I do want you to do this exercise with me. So come to a comfortable seat. You can lay down, get a pillow, whatever you need to do. And I want you to relax. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you just to take a couple deep breaths in and deep breath out. Let it go. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So I want you to think of either maybe a goal that you have. Maybe it's, if you're talking to an athlete, maybe it's a goal to increase your PR in your running, or to increase your batting average. Or for you right now, it's to increase your, your stats, your wins versus your losses, your season statistics. So just think of either a goal, or you can think of an imaginary situation that you want to come to life. Okay, so with my athletes, this is what I ask them to do. I ask them to lay down, and I ask them to think of a time in a game or in a practice where something really good happened. They hit a home run. They scored the winning goal. And I tell them if it didn't happen, I want them to imagine that it happened, because remember, your brain doesn't know the difference. So I ask them to visualize, and as you close your eyes right now, I want you to think of that and see a movie playing in front of you, right? So you are the star of this movie. I want you to take a minute to notice sounds that were around you at that time. Who was there with you? Parents, other coaches, a spouse, your children. I want you to notice colors. What were the uniforms you were wearing? What were you wearing? Any yelling in the background? Any certain smells that come to life? Really find as much detail and color in this situation as you can. And I want you to play that movie in your mind. What happened? Who said what? What were people doing around you? And just keep it going. And when that comes to an end, just play it again. And play it again. And play it again. And then go ahead and open your eyes. And just take a minute to notice how you feel, first of all. And what you've just done with that visualization is you are starting to reprogram your brain. So your brain, whether that was an imaginary scenario or a real one, is reinforcing that. It's reinforcing that feeling. It's reinforcing that thought. It's reinforcing that filter system in your brain. So if you tell your athletes, if you do that, say at the beginning of a practice or the end of a practice, you can even just give them that as an assignment every morning when you wake up. Everybody has 30 seconds in their day. When you wake up, before you go to bed, put your phone away, visualize that scenario or something new. You can do something new, but keep visualizing, keep those positive thoughts going, and you're gonna find that then these things start to manifest. So when you feel like you're a good athlete and you feel like you've achieved these goals, things are going to automatically come to fruition. So you can call it law of attraction, you can call it manifesting, but it's really just it will bring that positivity and bring those things into your life so that you can reprogram that reticular activating system. So it is a super powerful tool that you can use as a coach, as a person, as well as share that with your athletes. So I'll see you in the next video.